Let's sit you down and see where you are in the shot.
Laura, are you there?
She's there. She must have walked away to go make a drink.
Tighter. It's a little tighter than last time.
I'm fine with that. Are they gonna be able to hear us if it's that far back?
Yeah, I think so. You can hear us pretty good, right, Lee?
I can hear you good. Yes.
So what was, let me close these. So what was the question that came to you?
It was, do we offer any down payment assistant programs?
Yeah, it's all neighborhood specific.
Well,
So they would have to inquire to the particular neighborhood they have interest in and
So-
see if that city offers it.
Well,
Okay.
she'll be on so that I'll ask that. I'll say, we had a question from Chancey and that'd be her question. Okay, so she just emailed it. But we have to ask each community. So I mean, I can respond to her, but say we'll ask it during the thing, so.
Yeah.
And they can't see those, so.
Yeah, so I'm hoping, yeah, I mean, I've got a ton of paperwork. Dara's here, Asia's here, Janice is here.
Good.
Why do we have a
Yay.
plan?
The whole party's there. Anything else I could drink.
And I'm gonna record this. We are recording as far as I know.
Good.
Yeah.
Are you gonna have to
Because I
let
forgot to record last time.
are you gonna have to let people in though? Like you,
I think
I
so.
don't,
Yeah, I mean, there's people in the waiting room. I'll just
That was the way
pay
it was
attention
last
to it
time.
and add people as they come in.
okay,
You know,
okay,
I'm not worried about it.
okay.
Wait, whose cup is that? Where'd you get that from?
Well, it could be, I guess it could be time consuming if you have 200 people show up. You know what I'm saying?
Rock on to the kitchen, anything he wants in there, except for real alcohol. What,
So
six-
that's what I need. What you got? I want some happy for my this time.
Is it, so Janice, you know where David's office is? Go in there and grab that crown. I don't want to kill it. That's the problem. It's good stuff. I'm only,
some juice.
okay, so I'll.
6:32.
26 by the computer, sorry. Oh, Atlanta City Council. Gotta love that.
Hey, TR, are you gonna tell them ahead of time to raise their hand and all that kind of stuff if they want to ask a
Well,
question?
I mean, there should be a chat box.
There is.
So there's
There'll be
a
a
chat
chat
box down there. If they have a question, want to talk and just kind of outline who we are and talk about that. And then I'm going off the computer clock. So once it's hit
Cool.
6:30, I'll hit go and we'll let everybody in. And we've only got 7 people in so far. So
Okay.
was your email with 214 people accurate? I mean, any more than the one with 70?
I have seen them all come through. Yes, they were flooding in last night. So they were beeping up my computer all night long. So doesn't mean everybody is show, but that you still had that many. So and yet another 10 this
So, hey,
afternoon.
Laura, as
so.
we get rolling, you're going to kind of be that, person that I come to first just to kind of talk about what you do. And I know that Lee, one of the questions Lee had, which is on the question list. I don't want to kill that. That's.
Do you want me to bring another one?
No, in Jack's office, across from his desk is to the right. You'll see a chest. Those doors open up if you pull on them. Hey, anyway, so what I was going to say is.
Well, I love seeing your face.
So anyway, when somebody asked about down payment assistance programs, so just, kind of be prepared for that and the normal stuff. And as we get rolling here, I got Janice here helping me and Dara. They're finding
Hey,
out.
Janice. Hey, Dara.
There you
They're in the
go.
back right now, so they're looking for alcohol.
Well, I will chime in when I'll say we have a question in the room or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, when there's a pause, I'll chime in and say, hey, there's a question here, and then you all go from there. Because I'm just going to be orchestrating on the back end. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, and I was going to ask TR, since this is supposed to be a happy hour, are we supposed to be drinking or no?
I have a drink.
TR just raised his glass a while ago, so I had to go get mine too.
I got mine.
Some really old scotch from David Jenkins' office, and I'm only drinking 2 of them out of respect for his bottle of old scotch. much.
Well, yeah,
I'm rating Jack Brewster's bar in his office. We're gonna rate it.
well, yeah, and let me just tell you, I'm having to put my martini on pause because if I were to be having it now, I'd be slurring before the end of this. So, and I have a feeling I'm going to be doing a lot of talking.
So,
Look at your hair.
Look at yours, girl. Yours is longer than mine.
No, it looks like you just got it done. It looks beautiful.
Well, thanks. I didn't do anything but brush it today. Y'all are lucky I put on makeup and I shaved, even though my legs aren't on camera, but I had man legs.
So I will introduce you so you can say who you do, talk about your podcast. That kind of thing.
Oh, God.
I've
been
Yeah, so that's busy fine.
doing real estate.
All right, here we go, guys. I'm gonna
Okay.
admit everybody, and then I'll
That
just
should be
keep
good.
hitting the button.
Okay.
All right.
Have to see. Hello, everybody.
Oh my God, look at all these people.
You know what's funny? We have we had 70, and then it's 70. It said 214. It's like, no, 214 people. Good evening, everybody. So I'm one of those guys that likes to start on time. So based on the clock on the computer, it's 6:30. So we're going to roll.
And on my phone.
And on her phone. So we're a little bit tighter. The last time we did this, we were lucky enough to be able to do it from Mercedes-Benz. So we had a little bit more room.
Okay,
So-
well, hey,
So to kind of everybody out there, go ahead and mute yourself. And that way we have a chat box as we get going. Questions are the name of the game for the hour that we're going to be here. So any question you have, just put it in the chat box down there, and I've got somebody monitoring that. So real quick, my name is TR Adams, and I oversee all of our sales, marketing, and design here at Rocklyn Homes. To my left, staring at her phone, is Dara. So Dara, take a second to tell everybody who you are.
Hi, guys. I'm Dara. I'm the sales manager for the South Wing community.
yes,
And I am also PR's best friend. And
yeah, I found it.
you can also find me online at My Voice Podcast because I have a podcast as well because I love my mouth.
There you go. So again, if you're coming on, go ahead and mute your mic. If you have a question, you can put it in the box. We've got a ton of people, supposedly.
That's it.
join us, so we want to make sure that we get as many questions answered as we possibly can. Secondly, because this is
without the course.
basically a happy hour here, everybody, as we get going, 2021. All right, so as we go, I'm going to introduce somebody else. Her name is Laura Brown. She's with our lender, and that is.
Let me just put it back here, let it play.
Laura, will you take a second to kind of just tell everybody who you are?
Hi, everyone. I'm Laura Brown with Bank South Mortgage. I've been working with Rocklyn Homes for years, and we are the preferred lender for Rocklyn Homes. And I've been in the business for many, many years, since 1992. And am just thrilled to be able to have the opportunity to answer any questions that anyone has tonight regarding financing.
All right, so I'm gonna so again, in the chat box, which you should have down there, we are recording this, by the way. I just want to let everybody know that, just so I can do my best to improve on it as we go. So again, a little bit tight quarters for us. We're expecting a third person to hang out. I know that is not COVID protocol, but we're all safe. And as we say, we've all been tested.
I have multiple times,
so-
and each time
so-
it's been negative.
Every time. So as we go through, first, I just, again, we got people coming in, so I'm going to kind of get rolling. For those that may not be familiar with Rocklyn Homes, we are a local family-owned building.
Yeah.
Again, if you're coming in, please mute your mics. That would be greatly appreciated. And we'll roll from there. So I've been in the building business in the Atlanta market, also in the Florida market, but primarily the Atlanta market for over 30 years. And we build right now, primarily townhomes in and around Atlanta, all under 300,000. And we are happy to be doing it. We love the city. We love everybody that we work with, and we have some great partners and some great agents. So as we go through this process, I'll throw up the Rocklyn Homes website. It's pretty easy to get. It's www.rocklyn, R-O-C-K-L-Y-N, homes, Rocklyn, R-O-C-K-L-Y-N homes, if you're not already familiar with us. And also want to shout out for the Atlanta Falcons. A good many, they've been fabulous to work with all this great COVID stuff we have going on. They have bent over backwards to work with us, and they're a big factor I know we have a lot of Falcon fans on here tonight. So we've got some Falcon giveaways. I don't want to forget that as we go. We got some helmets and a football. And with that, what I want to do is I want Dara to, did you talk about your podcast?
I just told him where to find me at.
Would
Would you like me to tell you about my podcast?
Give us a 1 minute, 30-second version of your podcast.
Okay, 1 minute, 30 seconds.
Or no, 30 seconds.
I was about to say,
not a minute.
that's a lot of talking. Okay, so my podcast is basically, we drink wine and we have conversations about life, relationships, and the spirit. And we definitely enjoy getting together from time to time with different people to talk about their own lives and their own experiences that they've encountered, whether it be with relationships, children, parenting, whatever the case is. But we love to do it over a glass of wine or your choice of alcohol, whatever you prefer. And, you know, some people learn some things, some people have some fun, some people just come for inspiration. So if you want to listen to it, it's My Voice Podcast on Instagram, on Facebook. You can find us on all different platforms of podcasting. If you just look for My Voice with Dara and Friends.
Cool. Thank you, Dara. So Dara's here to help me because she's the yin to my yang, and she does a great job. She co-hosted with me.
Show my face.
Ben. I think we had a good time.
We had an amazing.
Okay. Yeah, it was
thank
great.
you so much, Falcons. I enjoyed every bit of that.
We had a good time. So we're actually working with them right now to do a seminar over at the Falcons complex. But you know, with everything going on, that's easier said than done. So what I want to do first is talk about just the sales process real quick. And
Sometimes time for exercise.
I'm going to transition over to Laura to kind of talk about loans.
This is to do it.
There's
There's a parking space up here, and she'll park all the way back there, and we're up there.
So we're going to mute mics. If you don't, I'm going to mute it for you. But either way, again, as we go through this process, because I'm still getting used to Zoom as often as I use it, but not with this many people, which we have a lot of folks. So first step in the sales process, again, if you have a question, because we have some pre-written questions, and because I know people sometimes get shy on the chat as to what questions they have. So first things first, I'm always going to refer people to our website. Our website, rocklynhomes.com, ROCKLYN. Homes.com.homes is the best place to go. You can get our features, our plans. You can look at the map that shows all of our communities. All of our agents, I'm going to add this because we had a question last time about, you know, do your agents sell outside of the Rocklyn neighborhood? Yes, we do. We do. We're here to sell houses. So if you're on here and maybe a Rocklyn community doesn't work for you, we're still there to help you, but we are here primarily to talk about Rocklyn Homes. The new home industry, answer questions about getting financing and getting started for you guys as best as possible. So step one, go to the website. Sorry about that. Step two is to go to step 1 and 2 is go to the website. 2, get in touch with Bank South because the best next step is to get your financing in place. So I'm going to kind of turn that over to Laura and let her talk a little bit about financing, and then we'll just keep the ball rolling.
Hi, everyone. So my name is, again, Laura Brown. I'm with Bank South Mortgage. We are the preferred lender for Rocklyn Homes. And just as TR was referring to, it's very easy to be able to get pre-approved with us. I do have a website also. where you can complete the application online. It's a very user-friendly application that you can download. My website is banksouthmortgage.com/lbrown. And it's a very user-friendly format. You can actually download the application from your mobile device, from your laptop, from anything like that you have. And then we have you basically just send us your income documents and we review the application with you and we can issue pre-approval. But it's a very streamlined process. We know exactly how Rocklyn works. We know all of their accurate fees as far as HOA dues, property taxes.
Uh-oh,
Uh-oh,
what happened?
you muted, Laura.
I'm back now. Can you hear me?
Yes, Laura, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So we know the closing attorney fees for the preferred attorney that Rocklyn works with. And so we can actually give you a very accurate estimate of what you can expect that is required of you when you are purchasing a home. There are three main components. It's down payment plus closing costs plus prepaid items, which is to set up your escrow account. And so it's simple math, but we actually break it down and we go through it step by step with you. We also talk to you about your budget and make sure that you know exactly what you're looking at from a monthly perspective as well. For first-time home buyers, we do actually have several down payment assistance options depending on which community you are interested in. If you do not do down payment assistance on a conventional mortgage, the minimum down payment is 3% for a first-time home buyer, 3% of the purchase price. FHA is 3.5% of the purchase price for the minimum down payment. And obviously we do have up to 100% financing through a VA loan and also through USDA for some of our communities in Barrow County. There are special programs for Atlanta. In particular, there is one community that is located within the city limits of Atlanta, and there are several different down payment assistance options, anywhere from the Atlanta Housing Authority to the Invest Atlanta.
Hey, Laura, there was one question. I'm sorry to interrupt. There was one question for first-time home buyer. How much of a down payment should I have? 3 to 5%? And she asked if you could say that again. So
Okay, yeah. So for conventional financing, if you're a first-time home buyer, the minimum down payment is 3% of the purchase price. The FHA minimum down payment is 3.5% of the purchase price. And if you are looking to do a VA or USDA loan, then that's up to 100% financing.
okay. Average credit score needed to qualify. I know I'm interrupting you, but since they're coming in, I didn't
No,
know.
I'm looking at the chat box. I'm trying to answer them as I see them. Our minimum credit score is 620 for all loans. TR, you're muted.
Right there. All right, sorry about that. My computer's so far away that I feel like I'm reaching across the room to do something with it. So first of all, everybody, this is Asia.
Hi.
Asia was running late because of our beautiful Atlanta traffic. So what I was gonna say is, depending on where you are, the city and the county that the neighborhood is in may offer specific down payment assistance programs. So what I always encourage people to do, get online, figure out where you think you want to be, call the agent, ask them what may or may not be available. And if you're working with an agent, you can probably ask the same question to your agent. Hey, seek out, find out what programs are available specific to the neighborhood, the county, or the city that you're looking to purchase in. So I'm going to go back over to the credit score and then down payment, and then we'll talk about incentives also as part of that first process of looking to buy something. So talk to us a little bit about credit score. because I know that's all over the board, and we have people coming in all the time that might have a 580 or a 610 or a 640 or an 800. So good, spend a minute just kind of talking that through with everybody. So that was.
So where you about to go?
So that's actually a great question. Our minimum credit score requirement for all loan types is a 620. But one thing that Bank South does have the ability to be able to do is a rapid rescore. Our credit company that we pull credit through, they have tools that we can go in and simulate. If there shows potential for score improvement, we can actually go into their website and utilize those tools for being able to do a rapid rescore. If we're not at the desired credit score that we want to be at, and we actually are able to do that in a much quicker time frame. We can send each prospective buyer anything that they need regarding a rescore, if it's for a particular program they want to qualify for, or just to qualify in general. We have that ability, and the rescores can come back within 5 to 7 business days, as instead of having to wait the standard 30 to 60 days for it to report through normal credit reporting channels.
Gotcha. So I want to answer while you're talking and taking the time to do that, a couple questions that have come in on I'm going to call it the chat line because I don't know what else to call it. I'm going to skip for half a second, single family versus townhomes, because that's lot specific or neighborhood specific. So we'll get back to that question. So I had a couple people, Jenna and Sharonda, ask about the minimum credit score that they have been told differently. So the normal credit score that's accurate is a 620. That is the minimum. Is that correct?
That's the minimum for Bank South Mortgage. Each lender is going to have their own minimum credit score requirement. So that may be where some people have heard, maybe it's a 640 or a 650. That could be specific to the product you're looking for. Our minimum credit score requirement at Bank South is 620, but each lender is different.
So do me a favor for them. Give us the 1-minute education on why all lenders don't quote the same rates, and why all lenders don't quote the same credit scores. Can you do that in a minute or less, or 2 minutes?
That's a good question.
Because I think that's a fair question for the folks that they might talk to an agent. Their agent might have a relationship with ABC Mortgage. ABC Mortgage says, hey, we only do 580 or 640 or whatever that is. So I think it's fair. It's a great question, and it's not really one that we've been asked before. So if you would take a minute to talk about the differences in lenders and why some might be, hey, 650 is our lowest, or there are some that do 590. So take a minute and talk about that. That way we can answer that for them.
Well, I mean, each mortgage company will determine what their risk threshold is and how certain loans perform based on certain credit scores. And so that's why that even though, say, for instance, FHA, for instance, may allow a borrower's credit score to be as low as 580. Most lenders are going to have overlays or investors that they sell the loans to that are going to, they're actually going to set their credit score requirement higher. As far as the interest rates, what you have to remember is that interest rate is very credit score driven. So someone who has a 620 credit score will be having a higher interest rate that they have to pay versus someone who's at a 640 credit score. Does that answer the question?
I think so, and I'm going to expand on it a little bit. One of the things that I've seen over the years, and I've been doing this for 33 years now, is as a good many of the folks already know, and if they don't, they'll certainly know after this. Long gone are the days where your credit score was not taken into consideration in any kind of loan. So when you go to get a mortgage, your credit score is looked at. You go and look at a car loan, your credit score is looked at. And back in the day, that really was not the case. Is that correct? I'm going to say back in the day as being 15 years ago, maybe.
Exactly. Yes. I've been doing this long enough to know that we never even used to have credit scores. We could look at a borrower's payment history and be able to determine if we were going to grant them financing.
I mean, I remember the days where people would come in and I would sit down on paper and get their payments, their mortgage payments, their car payments. We had a 26-41 FHA ratio or something like that. And as long as it fit in those numbers, we were reasonably certain that we could get a loan. Credit scores were not even taken into consideration. So if there's one big thing that I want people to leave with today is our lives, whether we like it or not, are credit score driven. I hate it, but that's just the way it is.
Definitely.
You know, so we have to pay attention to our credit score. We have to absolutely pay attention to how we pay things, paying them on time and all that other stuff that goes along with it.
But speaking of paying things, Laura, can we also expand on the DTI ratio? Because I know that a lot of people don't even, especially first-time buyers, really don't understand what that entails and how do we make sure our DTI ratios stay at a rate that is going to be acceptable to lenders?
Well, and of course, debt ratio depends on the loan type. It depends on the credit score. There are many factors that determine the debt ratio, but I wanted to actually just address Sharonda's question that's in the chat box. When you asked about what items should we prioritize paying down for credit, that's a great question from buyers. And honestly, I would tell you, do not do anything on your own. Don't just go, hey, I'm going to pay this debt down or I'm going to pay this debt down. It's better to go ahead and complete an application. It's free of charge. And then we have those tools from our credit company where we can go in and we can actually tell you, okay, hey, here is the best way for us to achieve our desired credit score. And then we can tell you where to allocate that money. And that comes from the credit professionals. So I would not spend any money trying to pay down or pay off debt until we actually can look at it and we can tell you specifically what may or may not need to be paid down and or paid off.
So kind of want
And
to
yes, the application does give a hard pull on the credit report.
so
It
let's
will show as an inquiry.
So I want to talk about that. So for that person who has debt to pay down, who thinks they might want to, hey, purchase a house, let's say in 6 months or a year, maybe they know they've got some things they have to pay. What I hear you saying, just to reiterate it or restate it, is go ahead and apply. That way you guys can come back to them and say, hey, here's how you need to prioritize paying this, paying this, paying this. Oh, by the way, make sure you're paying this on time. Make sure you're paying this on time. Get rid of this. You know, sell three,
Absolutely.
whatever it ends up needing to be to get to where. So it's almost like a little bit of a program to say, hey, we're here to help you get into a loan. In order to do that, let's do that. And I think that's a good way of doing it, and it's free. So we got a lot of questions about you get a financial advisor to tell you, no, you really don't. Just find somebody who knows what they're talking about that you can trust and say, hey, how do we need to do this in order to make that happen? I want to go backwards for just a second to talk about product because we had a question and it's going to get lost in the other questions. Will you do me a favor? This is Asia, everybody. She is sales manager at Stone Mill. We've sold that neighborhood out. If you'll hit the admit all, since I can't reach that far. Product. Somebody asked me a question in the chat box about single family versus townhome. I want to talk about where we are in the building business in Atlanta right now. So right now, when COVID hit back a year ago, we all thought the sky was going to fall and the world was going to come to an end.
It did.
And to some it might have, and to others it did not happen. You know, we are, as a builder, the busiest we've ever been, which I can probably safely say that is the same statement most other builders are going to tell you. Right now, inventory is the lowest it's been in years. And if you're looking to purchase, I'm here to tell you now is the best time because it's not going to get cheaper. We try real hard, you know, getting back around the townhome versus single family, to put the best product that we can in at an affordable price. Therein lies single family versus townhome. Most of what we are developing, most of the lots that we have purchased that were already developed lots were townhome lots. Number one. Number two, that price point really only exists close to the city in a townhome, not a single family. So if you live around the perimeter, and I'll use Camp Creek, Cascade, Southwind, and you live, I'm going to say 30 minutes to downtown, and you want to buy new, most probably what you're looking at is townhome and it is new construction. Obviously you can drive, 45 minutes in any direction to get single family. But to buy something under 300, which is kind of our niche right now, most everything we have is townhome, for the exception of the product that we have in Cascade, which is 285 in Cascade Road, which we do have a single family product there. And then we're developing some other neighborhoods that are going to be single family. So our goal is to continue to work to put a product in the ground that is under 300, that is an affordable product that works for folks buying under 300. I mean, that's our goal. So I hope that answers that question correctly. Let's see, sure.
Hey, NTR.
Yes, ma'am.
Something I would like to interject too, that is a big benefit with new construction is, number one, you're going to get a warranty. You're going to get that home warranty. You're not going to have to worry about repairs. You're not going to have to be worrying about a lot of maintenance because all of your homes are energy efficient. You give a builder warranty. That is a huge benefit over purchasing a resale. Also, another huge benefit to buying new construction is that right now, new construction, the builders are the only ones who are paying any closing cost. It is such a, like you said, inventory is low. And another reason to look
at the appraised value where you're not having to pay that gap of overage and all of that because you had to bid higher.
Correct. And sellers in the resale market, because it is such a seller's market right now, they are not paying any incentives. So that's another, not only are you getting a brand new home that you're going to have less maintenance, no repairs, and you're going to be able to get cash in on some incentives. That is a huge reason to go new construction, preferably Rocklyn homes.
So I'm going to answer some of the questions that are coming through on the, I'm going to rename it the chat channel. Sounds so much better. It's kind of like a
I think at the end of this, we'll ask all of the names that TR came up with to give somebody a prize.
So I'm probably the oldest one in here that would remember Call Me on the Bat channel or some crazy thing like that from whenever that show was on back in the day. So I had somebody ask, hey, if I'm purchasing in September, when should I start the process? My biggest answer to that is get the financing process started now.
Right.
You have to work on something in order to be able to purchase and close in September. Now, that said, the issue that we have in the market, which I can't stress enough, is available homes. So right now we are writing contracts all day long. We're writing contracts into June, July, and August, depending on the neighborhood. So my answer to you is now. Pick up the phone because there's not that. Again, I'm going to assume that all builders are the same right now. They're all busy. Our typical closing cost incentive right now is $6,000, which is still one of the highest in the industry. And Laura is very correct. If you go purchase a resale, that's a negotiable item. And right now in the resale market, you're not going to get that. So we offer that, which I think is great. So answering that, I think you start that process now. And then again, all of our neighborhoods, we're doing all we can to keep up, which is a good thing and a bad thing. And that we are writing contracts right now with, we just do we do starts reports on Wednesdays. We just went through buildings that close in October. So it's crazy. The other question I saw was, do you accept earnest money? Also, do you all accept earnest money? Yes, earnest money. Our earnest money is probably, again, industry-wise, probably the lowest in the industry.
So.
We only ask for $1,000. One of the things that we started doing is we now have, not now, in the next week or two, we'll have a point of sale. So we will be able to do debit card transactions for earnest money, design deposits, stuff like that, just to make it easier with the COVID protocols that are in place.
Can I add on to that why I believe Rocklyn Homes will be another addition to the best reasons to choose us is because the one question I keep getting right now from agents that's coming through is, so what do y'all offer if, the buyer doesn't go with your preferred lender or something like that? Apparently everybody out there is charging way more if you do different things. Now, of course, I prefer you to go with our preferred lender because again, it just makes it streamlines the process. And not only that, like I just told a buyer earlier today, when you get an approval from Bank South, you actually know you're going to close. There's no kind of questioning whether or not I've been approved, or do I have to do something else, or am I going to get denied later? No, they're giving you an approval. As long as you don't do anything, you're good to go.
And I want to answer the other question. Somebody asked a question about inventory, about Cascade neighborhood. We don't have any inventory in Cascade. So, and that is just, again, it's part of what the building business in general is going through right now. There's no inventory. So when you go into a neighborhood, all those houses you see being built are under contract. So you've got to get with the agent, and I can tell you guys safely that I get calls all the time because I'm the guy that gets the call. Hey, Asia won't call me back. Hey, Dara's not available. Hey, David Tenenbaum's not available. It's not that we don't want to be available, it's that the agents are so busy that please, if you have a question for an agent in a neighborhood, call them, text them, go to the neighborhood, walk houses. At some point, you're gonna get in touch with them, text them, and that is just the honest truth on that. Everybody is so busy that it's just hard to keep up sometimes. So there's another question on looks like application and can advise on debt payoff is necessary. Yes. How can we get on the VIP list? So in the the VIP list that we run are on the website. So they're typically for up and coming neighborhoods. So Princeton Ridge, Beverly Heights, their neighborhoods out in Lithonia. We have a VIP list for any neighborhood that's coming up until we actively start selling. That all flows through our database, and we do our very best to make sure that you have at least up to date. That's why we do our best to try to keep the website updated so you can see floor plans, up to date pricing, have some semblance of what's going on price wise. So
TR and Asia and Dara, how about a question for a giveaway, since we have giveaways? So you want to wait them all till the end, or we want to do it midway?
Yeah, we can do one. Let's start right to left. We've got mini helmets. So I'm gonna call her Vanna White.
Vanna Black.
Vanna Black. Vanna Black is gonna show the helmet. So this particular helmet belongs to, what's the number on there? Now I have to say, which one is this one? I don't know. This is what happens when
Somebody signed it, that's all.
Yeah.
Somebody would have.
There's a number. 97. So 97 is, this helmet is Grady Jarrett, who's a defensive tackle with the Falcons. Now, I have a rule. The first person that comes in to the group gets the first prize. So that person is going to be, and I'm going to bastardize this name. It's Unti, which is not terribly difficult. UUNTI was the very first person, was like 6:15. That person was there waiting. So Unti's going to get the first helmet. So if you're out there, Unti, yay for you. I don't see you on the board, but I wrote you down first. So I appreciate you being prepared, unlike these two next to me who got here late.
Whoa,
Blamed it. I'm sorry, Dara was here on time.
I was about to say.
And they blamed it on traffic.
Traffic.
See, they don't know how terrified I am for me to have to sit here by myself and do this. That's terrible. So good. Thank you, Lee. And Lee, if you'll do me a favor, can you put the Rocklyn website on the chat channel? Because I can't reach that far.
Yes, I will. I'll do it right now.
So I have another question. Bank statements, deposits, stuff like that. Laura, that's a question for you. It says, I noticed you have a new outside design on your townhomes with the black and white with the new communities have this design. No, so we have two new communities that we are doing a particular look in that changes from neighborhood to neighborhood. We're trying it in two neighborhoods. We're improving our exterior colors, but we wanted to do something new out in Winder because we didn't have any other neighborhoods around. So yes, we are doing, it's mostly all white painted buildings with,
And it looks good.
black trim and that. It looks really good.
Really
So we're
good.
trying it in Winder and Auburn, and then we're going to see how it works and then go from there. So that's just kind of how we do that. Thank you for the compliment, because we do work hard on that, believe it or not. That came from, we do build in Florida. So that actually came from our community called Aquabella, which is right down in Fort Lauderdale, right near the airport. we've sold out of it, but it's really cool. You drive in, it's just all white townhomes. It looks pretty cool. One of the things I want to move beyond financing. Are we good, Laura?
Yeah.
What other
What about the
financing?
bank statement, the question?
Bank statement,
answered.
yeah, you're gonna have to, I'm gonna answer for Laura. You're gonna have to provide all your financials. That's just normal. You're gonna give them everything. And when the process is done, you're gonna think you gave them all your cars in your house or anything else that you
You're
have.
gonna think you
And
gave
DNA.
first child.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lee, for adding Rocklyn Homes. If you would also, if you know the Bank South website, maybe give that so Lee can throw that on the chat channel.
I have it. I have it in my material right here with me. Got it memorized almost. I'll put it on there.
So I'm going to move on to kind of houses and warranties, Cascade debt. I think we got that. So we talked about earnest money and we talked about financing. So I think kind of next, again, I want to recap on earnest money. We typically do $1,000. If you are picking design, because this is a big hot button with us right now. We have people that come in, they want to choose their cabinet color, they want to choose the cabinet knobs, they want to choose their countertops, their flooring, all that. We are dictated by, whether we like it or not, when that building is slated to start, all those items are picked for the exception of flooring and appliances. So most of the time when you come into a neighborhood, the cabinets have been picked. So if you can get into a neighborhood and we can make a change, we do our very best to do that. But in order to try to keep up with production and the sheer demand of the market, all of those selections are done up front, and we try to do the best we can, which now is a great opportunity for me to plug our Pinterest page. If you are active on Pinterest, or even if you are not active on Pinterest, if you're looking at a Rocklyn home, go to Pinterest, look up Rocklyn Homes.
All you gotta do is go to pinterest.com/Rocklyn Homes. And I only know this because I'm really excited about it. I love the fact that we have our Pinterest page up. I utilize it a lot in my neighborhood, especially right now, since a lot of people have to use that to try to like think about what their designs is going to be. But there they have like little swatches where they kind of match up cabinets with backsplashes and things like that. They also have pictures of different neighborhoods where you can see what it looked like once it's up. I think it's a really great tool that Rocklyn Homes have implemented, and I think you guys should use it, especially if you're going to be signing a contract where your design is going to be needed to happen. So
And thank you. And so Pinterest is something that we try to update every couple of months. And what we do is we go into our QC houses, which are what we call quality control. I send a guy out, he only gets pictures of those. So we get kitchens, we get bathrooms, and then we get the lot number, the neighborhood, and then we go to design. So if you buy a house from us and you already have your Pinterest stuff put together, all you have to do is send it and say, hey, here's what I like. The designer looks it up and can tell you, and you can go from there. So that's as easy as it is. Will you do me a favor and admit so-and-so, so I don't have to reach all the way over there. So that is a great addition. We're going to continue to build on that Pinterest site and then, roll from there. So great question. Easy ways to apply online. Oh, thank you.
you're welcome.
So, she's scrolling through the chat to make sure we get all the questions. So I'm going to talk about houses for just a second. So once you've picked the house, once you've got your financing in place, next process is writing your contract. That's when earnest money is going to be due. If you go to design, we always take a design deposit. So if you go pick your flooring, you pick an upgrade flooring, or you pick an upgrade appliance package, we do collect a design deposit. So if you're taking notes, write this down. If you use our preferred lender, Bank South, we only collect 40%. Correct me if I'm wrong, ladies.
That's correct.
If it's an outside lender,
It's 80%.
it's 80%. And the reason that we do that is the biggest reason that we have terminations, and the biggest place that those terminations come from are from outside lenders. So, and I can't stress this enough. Lenders will do anything they can. They'll tell you anything you need to hear to do business with them. We use Bank South because almost 100% of the time, Laura,
99.99%
99% of the time, Bank South is going to tell us if we can get the loan done. They're going to tell you what you need to do to get the loan. They don't mess around. They probably do about 500 to 600 loans a year with us. That helps. Just using an outside lender when you're not necessarily getting the proper information is not always a good thing, although there are a good many great lenders out there.
Absolutely. And one thing I would like to interject just briefly is that there is no financial relationship between Rocklyn Homes and Bank South Mortgage. Rocklyn Homes is paying the incentives because they've said, hey, we don't want you guys to have to do quote unquote lender credits. We want our buyers to be able to receive the best interest rate. So we're going to cover the incentives. There's no financial relationship between us. And so I just wanted to make sure that everyone is aware of that as well. We're going to quote you the accurate fees. We're going to quote you, the most accurate interest rate, and we are held to a higher standard being the preferred lender. So even though we do request a little bit more of information up front, it's because we know that not only are you our client, and we want to make sure that that pre-approval letter we give you is valid, but we also, when we send that pre-approval letter to you and Rocklyn Homes gets it, then they are holding us accountable to close your loan and to get you into that house. And so we are held to a higher standard. And we don't take that for granted. We don't take advantage of it, but that's why that we're very thorough, because we want to make sure that you can count on us.
Good deal. All right. So one thing I didn't think about is how we were going to do these giveaways. So I have a giveaway for the first person that came online. So I wanted to pick a random person because I don't have any trivia. I'm terrible at trivia. So what I did is I just went and stopped on Marquet.
Is that what you was doing just
That's
now
what
with
I
the
was
little
doing.
portion thing?
So I was going up and down. So I stopped on Marquet. So Marquet, if you are out there.
Who's number 2?
Hi, I'm here.
Okay, you got to go right to left.
Oh,
there,
Matt
girl.
Ryan.
Yeah, Matt Ryan's last.
Oh,
Marquet had her hopes up. So it's this one right here.
oh,
It's not.
shoot.
Come on, girl.
Sorry, it's not Matt Ryan.
All right, good help's hard to find, guys. I'm just telling you. So
Number
this
90.
giveaway to Marquet is going to be
Marlon Davidson.
Marlon Davidson. He is a defensive tackle for the Atlanta Falcons, and
His sign back here.
oh no, I'm not worried about that. Right, we'll do that. We'll do that next.
I wrote
That's
the
too
name right here.
complicated for me.
I wrote it.
So, hey, the next time we do this, guys, I promise we'll have some like questions or something.
What was the
'cause
name again?
Marquet. She-
Marquet.
Marquet.
Markay.
There she is. Hey,
Oh, that's right,
Marquet.
Marquet.
Hi. Hello.
Get me right.
So Marquet, give us, since your mic, give us your last name.
Russell. Russell.
You need help spelling that there?
I'm gonna hurt you.
And TR, we have a list of everybody, so I can find that. So I'm writing down everybody that's here and stuff like that, and we have a list of everybody that registered. Yeah, got it handled.
So
Okay.
today I have everybody telling me all these different ways we can do this. I'm like, okay, so let's chill. I like the Wheel of Fortune way right now. So the next time we do this, we'll have some like questions or something. So we have 3 more giveaways. So we have 2 more helmets. One helmet is Matt Ryan, and we've got AJ Terrell,
Number 24.
quarterback, and then we have Deion Jones football, which is right here. Which I'm not sure. I think I'm going to keep this.
Hey, okay, so I've got a question. So, but I mean, not for this, but you can have a question. But I have a question that had been asked before one time when we did this before. What are some of the things as far as credit scores and stuff like that? Like when people finally get approved and you're going through the process, Laura, what is one of the things that people do not want to do? And Dara, this was in your kind of list of things to look at for buyers.
Furniture, anything with credit.
Anything with credit.
Leave it alone.
Right, don't want to buy a new, so right, Laura, I'm putting that to you. What do they not want to do to hurt their credit or to?
I'm sorry, repeat it again.
Here, I'll give you the answer, Laura. Have another drink of your wine, and we'll be good. Love you. But you couldn't hear it. So her question was, what do you not do between the time you write the contract, get your loan, and close? What do you not do is you don't buy anything. You don't
No, on
buy,
credit.
you don't buy nothing. You don't go like buy a teddy bear for your kid on credit or anything. You
Right.
don't do.
That's correct.
'Cause
And you
what
don't,
happens-
you
So,
you
Laura-
don't quit, you don't quit your job.
Quit your job.
You don't quit your job. If you have any kind of change in pay, you want to notify us immediately. You don't want to acquire any new debt. So yeah, if you're going to be getting any gift funds for the down payment, we need to discuss that.
Oh,
So
That's a really good point, Laura. So let's talk about that real
Scotch.
quick. So I don't mean to like scoot you guys out. I really don't want you out. I want you closer. So let's talk about gift funds for a second. So you got to make sure when you have gift funds that it comes from the proper people. It has to be sourced the proper way. Okay, Laura's going to tell you that. Secondly, on loans where you think it's okay to either buy a car, get a credit card, quit your job,
Don't do it.
don't do it. Close and then go do whatever you want, but get closed first, because what happens now, and again, I'm going to go back in time for just a second. Back in the day, lenders, well, like your big brother talking now. Back in the day, they didn't pull credit the week of closing. Well,
He's
now
running
they
into
do.
dad mode. So
Yeah, I'm running into dad mode.
the whole back in the day thing, let's X that out. Just point blank period.
They think you're
I
funny.
think a rule of thumb that a lot of realtors like to tell their clients is, if you have to ask me whether or not you should do something, the
Don't
answer
do
is
it.
don't do it.
Yeah, don't
Just
do it.
point blank period.
well, or just, it's just all about communicating with your lender. Just, if you have a question, anything changes with your situation, then just contact your lender so that we can tell you if that's acceptable or not, and how the easiest way to document something new would be to go.
Laura, can we circle back to the deposit situation where I know TR touched on it just a tad bit, but if we can expand with the deposit and the earnest money, I don't think he really explained what happens to that money once they pay it.
Any earnest money that the buyer gives does count toward their down payment, and any design deposit money, if they select upgrades, when they do the 40% deposit, any design deposit is also, that counts toward your down payment.
Thank you.
So it's a credit to you at closing. And
That's correct.
yeah, so kind of moving on, I do want to talk about design again, because I want to bring up COVID for just a second. One of the biggest issues, challenges that we have right now are when people come in, normally speaking, I think I have enough battery left. Hopefully we'll have enough battery left. People come in and normally you get to choose flooring and appliances. And so I'm not going to say back in the day, because that's 6 months ago. 6 months ago, you could pick appliances and you'd be good. So you could upgrade a washer dryer, you could get a fridge, and none of that was a big issue. Now we can't get them. So all of our dollars that we contribute to our closing costs are really only toward the loan or an HOA premium, the HOA cost, depending on what type of loan you're getting. But appliances are, for the most part, not available. Thank COVID for that. Hopefully that will change in the next year. I hope 6 months, but we just got another memo today that it's tightening up. So
I didn't even know we had went back to giving refrigerators. So I was really shocked to see that.
So again, that's just one of those things that, I buy appliances at a scratch and dent place. So that's what I tell people, go find yourself a good appliance place that's used, refurbished, scratch and dent, and go there and get your appliances, because they're not available. HOA, talk about HOA, that's part of the loan.
And
No,
it was
no,
dependent on
actually,
the-
One of the, there's a question about
that was actually a false
Sorry,
statement.
my bad, everybody.
HOA is not a part of your loan.
the
HOA,
initiation fee is-
right, the initiation fee is a part of your closing costs. And your HOA, depending on what community you in, may or may not be associated with you. I don't know, do they still do that, Laura? Still add it into the mortgage?
No, it's two separate.
HOA fees are not included in the borrower's mortgage payment.
Is that across the board? Because I remember at one
But-
point, now I sound like back in the day, at one point they used to.
It is included in the pre-approval process though, isn't it?
Yes, we do still have to take the HOA fee
They
into
consider it
account
fees.
from a debt to income perspective. But the actual, your mortgage would only include your principal and interest, property taxes, homeowner's insurance, and mortgage insurance if applicable. So it includes everything. The mortgage payment would include everything except your HOA fee that you pay separately to the homeowners association, and of course your utilities.
Gotcha. So I'm going to answer two quick questions because the two came across. I want to answer the HOA question and the appliance question. And it says, can you expand on what triggers the amount range for HOA? So
Good question.
that's a great question. And that's the first time we've gotten that question. So that's a great question from, is that Brian Lewis? This is what happens when your computer's so far away and you can't
No,
read
Brian
anything.
Lewis wants PMI.
So HOA typically for townhomes at an under $300,000 price point run between $150 and $200 a month. Typically, again, every neighborhood is different. Every HOA is different. We buy lots in neighborhoods where maybe houses were already built. So we're dealing with existing HOAs. Sometimes we get the luxury of we're developing it, so it's our own HOA. So for the most part, that covers maintenance on the house. If there's a pool or a clubhouse, it covers maintenance on that. So that's the easiest way to explain it. That monthly fee goes toward painting the house, termite bond,
insurance on your home. It goes towards amenities. It goes towards, it just really honestly depends on the community.
Street
yeah,
lights.
it really is neighborhood specific. But what we sell here at Rocklyn, and I can't stress this enough, is we sell the lifestyle. So we're townhome driven and we love that lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, we love for people to be able to come home, not
Low
worry about
maintenance.
painting.
Low
You know,
maintenance.
grass is cut for them, it's included in their fee. You don't have to do anything. So when we compete against single family, you know, that's what we do. That's our niche right now. And if you want to buy a single family house, and you got to paint it, and you got to cut the grass, all that. So that's the benefit of a townhome in general. The other question was appliances. So somebody asked the question, so no appliances. No, we include in our standard package, the normal stove, dishwasher, microwave. What is often an upgrade that lots of people upgrade or they add to the price of the house is a washer, dryer, and a fridge. Because of COVID, washer, dryers, and refrigerators are almost extinct. They're very difficult to get. So to answer the question, appliances come standard, dishwasher, stove, microwave, washer, dryers, fridges, and stuff like that are typically upgrades. Hopefully that answers that question. Somebody asked about neighborhoods in DeKalb. I'm going to tell you.
And the PMI.
Yeah, I answered her through chat, but you can tell her more specifically.
So that's just going online and looking at the map and seeing which neighborhoods are located, you know, DeKalb, Fulton County. We're kind of all over the board right now.
Yeah, again, just plug in the www.rocklynhomes.com. They have a huge map on there that just shows you where all the different communities are placed at. So depending on what area you're trying to move to, you can go look on that map and pinpoint where you're.
And she asked about DeKalb County, which would be the Bentley Estates, the Princeton Ridge, which is now up and running, and then Beverly Heights coming summer 2021. Right.
So that Highway 20 Panola Road is going to be Bentley Estates, which we're there at 250. And I mean, we're writing 6 and 8, 10 contracts a month out there. And then Princeton Ridge, we just got started. It's up off Phillips Road and Covington Highway. And we are developing Beverly Heights, which is at Weld Road and Covington Highway.
You locked up on us, TR.
good. Sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulties when there's 3 people working the computer. Hopefully everybody can still hear me.
And
I was the
Laura's
last
not
one to touch
moving.
it.
There we go.
So Laura, asked to unmute. So Laura had a question.
I'm hitting it.
No, just unmute it.
There we go.
There you go. Laura, can you hear us?
Can we hear her?
You're
Can
pausing
you hear
again.
us, Laura?
Is she frozen?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, love taking.
Everybody else do.
I
Any,
guess
can,
I can hear you,
Can you hear us?
TR.
There we are. So I think we're back in business. Laura, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
I feel like I feel like we're like NASA and there's like somebody up on the moon. There you go. So Laura, can you hear us?
Yes.
She can. So MIP and PMI, I'll answer that question real quick. Private mortgage insurance and mortgage insurance premium are they're
and they can be two of the most confusing things when it's attached to your
Just-
mortgage and loan process.
yeah. So Laura, can you hear us?
Yes.
She's like stuck like this. Good thing she's not like this or like that or.
She still looks pretty.
Right.
All right, PMI,
So-
TR, PMI.
So Laura, if you can hear us, you can answer that. If not, so private mortgage insurance and mortgage insurance premium is insurance that the lender provides. They make you get it. Just ensures to them that you're gonna pay the loan. I don't know of any other more simple way to put it because I don't know the technicality.
Well, that's basically correct. On a conventional,
There you are.
on a conventional mortgage, if you do at least 20% down, you're not required to pay the PMI or private mortgage insurance. The only reason, if you put down less than 20%, though, you would be required to pay the PMI or private mortgage insurance. And the reason for that is because the purpose of the PMI is that it insures the lender in case the borrower were to default on the mortgage. So mortgage insurance is required on conventional loans with less than 20% down. All of the agencies have different ways of insuring themselves. With FHA, it's called MIP, Mortgage Insurance Premium. VA has a funding fee to insure if the veteran were to default on the loan. USDA has a funding fee. So all of the different agencies do have a way of insuring themselves in case they have to pay a claim out to the lender if the borrower were to default on the mortgage. Does that answer the question?
I think it does. I'm
Laura?
gonna answer a couple more questions because
Oh, sorry.
I'm real happy to see some questions coming in.
I had
So one of them was the blah, 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 blah. Thanks for clarification. Chat channel gone dark. Updated website. So I do want to talk about the updated website because that is kind of a crazy thing. So somebody say, update website because it's not clear when you say you are signing contracts for houses and there are no updates. So on the website only shows available homes. So kind of explain how that works. If we list the house in Georgia MLS or FMLS, which think of Zillow, that means that house goes out to Zillow. Lots of times we're so busy that we are pre-selling houses. Houses that get pre-sold are never on the website. So typically the best thing you're going to get out of the website is here's the plans that we sell. Here's the general price point. Here's where we are. Here's the agent's number. Here's the features, those kind of things. It's not an accurate portrayal, accurate for what exactly is or is not available or the pricing of what that house is. And that's just simply a fact that we don't list every single house. When we sell houses, they don't go in, they don't ever get listed. And so you have to get with the agent and get that information from there. That's going to be pretty normal for most websites that you go to. Those websites feed out to Zillow. As much as I love Zillow, it is behind. So you might go to Zillow and find a house at 200 and now the neighborhood's 220, so, but that's just part of Zillow, but it's still a great platform. Let's see.
Somebody asked about Hiram. Somebody asked about Hiram too,
Oh,
TR.
Seaboard.
If there was going to be
Seaboard is a
anything else in
fabulous
that area.
neighborhood. Yeah, no.
Is Tashika even on? Tashika's on, so she can answer about her neighborhood if she wants to chime in. Can we unmute you?
Yeah.
I'm
All
here.
right, Tashika?
I thought she was saying,
Yeah, Tashika's our agent at Seaboard.
hello, everyone.
I thought the question was asking, would there be more communities in Hiram? Is that what?
Tashika, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear Tashika. I can hear you, TR.
Can everyone hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so in Hiram, I do have some availability
Yeah, I can.
for June, July. and
Yes.
You're breaking up. Speak on.
I do have some availability for June, July, and September closings right now. And then I will have 2 more buildings before the end of this year. But I thought this question was asking, would there be more communities in Hiram area? I'm not sure.
Oops. Tashika, did you go silent?
Can you not hear me anymore?
No, I heard you, but then the mute button came back on. Yes, that was the question, if there was going to be more in the Hiram area. In the,
More communities in the Hiram
Mhm.
area? Yeah, TR
Yeah.
would have to answer that because I just know what I have available at Seaboard, but I'm not sure if they are planning on developing any more communities in Hiram or not. So TR may have to chime in on that part.
very good, thank you.
Sorry, again, guys, gotta love Wi-Fi and the technology. I lost everybody. Now we're back. She answered it accurately. Right now, we don't have any other developments in Hiram other than Seaboard. That goes back to the fact that we are actively looking for land everywhere we can. And that's just kind of where. You gotta hit, there you go. All right, so let's see, I think we got all the questions.
Let's give something away.
Oh, yeah,
One of them goes to the Brian guy who was the first prize in the chat.
that was.
We did that already.
Yeah.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, we did that one first.
Oh, somebody asked who
No.
was the first person in the chat.
Yeah, Lisa.
The
Yeah,
first
you have to
question,
scroll
first
down.
question in
So-
chat. First question in chat.
So I guess
The first question
Oh,
in the
yeah,
chat
there
is
you go.
different.
So
Okay.
I'm good with that. So thank you, Lee, for thinking about that.
So who was it? The first person
Brian
in chat
Lewis.
was Brian Lewis.
That sounds like Brian
is
Lewis.
saying
That's Brian Lewis, that is correct.
There you go.
Number 24.
So 24 is AJ Terrell.
All
Not to
right.
screw that up.
Right, you already do it.
Quarterback. So Mr. Brian, you're gonna get that, and
I think we should ask what the first, we're going to touch your fingers on this one, guys. In the chat, just the first person to be able to tell us what TR named the chat in the beginning, you have this one. And I remember.
yeah, I don't.
So the first person to text what TR named the chat in the beginning. Yes, who was that?
Jasmine Wilson.
Jasmine Wilson.
Chat
Jasmine
line.
Wilson, the chat line.
Yes, the chat line. You get number 2,
You get
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan. Why you even gotta think about that? It's like the one on there. I gotta look at everything else,
Let's
but I know
move
number
on.
2.
Miss Chloe that made her way to the meeting.
All right, Jasmine, can you hear us?
Are we doing?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, we
She
got-
said yay.
Yeah.
She can't respond. She's muted.
That's what
Can you-
happens.
can you guys
That's what
hear
happens
me?
when you get old. You gotta get up, you gotta actually look. You gotta
No,
look
yeah,
even
she
when
can
your glasses
respond.
on.
We can hear her.
Jasmine
Yeah,
Wilson.
we can hear her.
Jasmine Wilson. It's the Matt
Yes,
Ryan.
thank you.
So I have to tell everybody, when the garb, the Falcon stuff came in, everybody in the office was like, can I have that? 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 You think maybe you could do without that? Maybe I could take this. Maybe you'll never know. I'm like, no, this is for the people.
Where did Laura go? Oh, she's okay. She's over there. I
All
think
right,
we
so-
should ask
Well,
a
let's,
financing question.
all right, so,
TR said he was taking this.
yeah, I'm taking the phone home.
Something
we
Laura,
don't have
something
it.
Laura said in the beginning.
We
I
don't
think
have
it should be
anything else.
finance related.
Okay, so the last question of the night, Laura, are you there? There she
Yes.
is. Can you
Is she
hear us?
frozen?
Yes.
Laura,
Oh.
I'm here.
She's
So-
there. She's there. It's your all's issue, I think, I think it's Wi-Fi, NASA, where you all are.
I think you
Yes,
guys are on
it's
that
definitely-
rover on Mars.
yeah, I hear you there.
So what's the question?
So, what, do you have a question that somebody can answer? No, you do not.
What's the question?
Don't ask me. You have a question? We're gonna give away a football. So here's our last giveaway right here. And this
Ask a
is,
finance
the
question, Laura.
football's
Ask a
Deion
question
Jones
that you
linebacker.
mentioned.
You have a question for somebody to answer to get the football.
Out of some of the information that you spoke on. Or not.
Or not.
Who's
got
ready
technical
to apply with Bank South
think
Mortgage
it's
and buy a
us.
Rocklyn home?
So.
Rhonda.
So-
What was the
Nah.
percentage of down payment that she
so
mentioned
here's
that was
what I'm gonna
needed?
say. So
What's the question?
there's no question. She said you got to apply with Bank South Mortgage. Buy a home,
Yeah.
get a football. So we got to do this right now. So what's a good question? I can, the
What's
only
our
thing,
earnest money and what is it?
oh,
Nah,
that's too easy.
That's
No,
too
the
easy.
question was,
You
what
gotta
was the
make this
percentage
of
hard.
down
payment?
Yeah, you gotta
Gotta
make that
work
one
for it.
hard.
How many what?
What was the percentage of down payment? She mentioned a percentage rate and then there were
Oh,
questions
okay,
within the
so-
No,
chat.
what is,
Oh, I think that was good. The person who responded 3.5% FHA, 3% conventional. They were, Sharonda was listening.
Well, then there you go.
I'm just looking in the chat box. Because we have a lot of people that are saying 3 to 5, 3. So we have a toss up between the winner here.
About to be in safe mode, yeah. All right,
All right.
everybody, I hate to tell you, we're gonna have to end this. So here's the deal.
where's the
What?
chat? Pull the chat up first before, so we can get the right
Well,
person. and get it quick.
Laura
Yeah, we gotta
said
get this
Sharonda
book.
answered
What
it.
is MIP?
Mortgage insurance premium.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, that was
Oh,
what
there
she
you go.
asked?
No,
Okay.
that's
Oh,
not,
is that
so
what you
no,
asked,
I
Sharonda?
swear we was on the same wavelength, because that's what I was gonna ask.
all right. Laura said that Sharonda answered it
We can't hear it.
Yeah, we
completely
can't hear you.
and said that she was listening, but you guys
Sharonda
apparently are
Williams.
fluxing, you all are fluxing in and out, so. Because she had
Yeah,
both the 3.5 for FHA and 3% for conventional.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, but the first person to come in was Carla at 3, but Sharonda answered it in full, so it's a toss up, or we get
There you
another
go.
football.
And Brian was first with 3.
Oh.
We lost you.
I missed that, Brian, sorry.
That's right.
I'm sorry, it was going down.
So I
They
think,
kept on feeding down.
I think Sharonda gets the football. And the next time we do this, which I think is gonna be next month, I hope, is we're gonna hardwire everything. So, no more Wi-Fi bullshit, no more. I'm sorry, guys. I tell it like it is. It's just craziness. Can't get Wi-Fi to work. We use it all day long, and you guys know what I'm talking about. Use Wi-Fi all day long, and when you need it most, it ain't there. I'm just telling you, cracks me up.
Yeah.
So we're good. Again, rocklynhomes.com. If you got any issues, any questions, want to buy something, we're there to help you. You can reach out to anybody in the company and they will be able to help you. They can also at some point get you up to me if need be, but that typically is not where you want to be.
No.
So we appreciate everybody's time. We appreciate your interest, and let us know if you have any questions, and seek us out. We're here to help.
Yeah.
Fair enough?
Yes.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Have a great evening, everybody, and
Southwind
awesome.
in Fairburn, Georgia. Shameless plug. Hey.
So have a fabulous weekend, you guys. And bomb and meeting for all, yes.
Hello, is somebody still there? There they are. Somebody's still there.
Yeah, that's Brian still on.
Hey, Brian, I did text you. Did you see what I texted you?
I saw it in the chat. So did you text or did you text?
I texted you. Just said I'd send you something on the.
Yeah.
the side
I
for that
did.
first Esther.
Yep,
Okay.
yep, I just saw that. Yep, and I responded to you.
Very good. Okay.
All right, and let me, do you need any of my information or just based on my registration, you've got
Just,
everything?
yep, based on your registration, I have everything. And if I have any questions, I'll give you a call or text you. Okay.
Thank you. Take care,
Okay.
guys.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's a good
Thanks,
call.
Brian.
All
Bye-bye.
righty, bye-bye.